Are there strategies or training methods that you recommend for those who feel that they're maybe not natural at storytelling, but would have put the work in on the research and know their subject?
Well, there are lots of things that we can do. And I would say that if anyone listening to this thinks, I'm just not a good communicator, or I'm just not a good writer, or I'm just not a good speaker, there are lots of things that we can all do that might make that experience easier. In terms of telling stories, well, in the book, I think there's a double page of the book where I outline some story structures that I use. And there's no harm in all of us having structures that we can use to tell effective presentations or to write effective articles or essays or whatever, or pitch documents or whatever it might be. For example, one classic structure would be you essentially talk about the destination. You say, this has happened. And then you say, well, how did we get to this point? And then you go back to the beginning of the story and you work back through to the end, which you've already given people. Or another structure can be where you highlight a problem that lots of people had been wrestling with. And you say, well, this has been something that's been, getting a lot of attention for a long time. And here's a story of how someone successfully took it on. And then you tack back to the beginning and work through how they've managed to solve it. And there are lots of other ones, lots of other structures besides. But I suppose the thing I would say is, in terms of story structures, yes, you can sit down with a blank page and try and come up with a brand new one each time. And you might come up with something brilliant and innovative and completely different. But in my experience, it's also useful to have 4 or 5 structures that you come back to routinely that can help you build all that information that you've collected and distilled into a structure and into a story that people want to hear the end of.